So my point in saying that is like, you got to come to terms. You should be able to say exactly what you like about yourself just as fast as you do someone else. Because if you don't rock with yourself in that way and you can't describe yourself in that way, you, without even realizing it, you're hurting yourself because you can't. How can you value yourself? How do you even know your value if you can't speak about all the good things about you? The first things that come to mind when I think about you is driven, hardworking. I'm trying to find the right word for what I'm thinking. Visionary, team player, almost too much.
Yeah, I can agree.
Right?
Yeah.
But I believe you're a team player too much because you don't ever want to be selfish. And the problem is, if you're not a little bit selfish, you won't have enough to be unselfish with. Eventually that burns out. You have to be selfish.
Shit, I'm about to go wait in this place when you dropping the bass in. The beat inside the streets of awaken. I'm making to break my foot off of somebody's ass. I'm waiting for someone to say my name so I can annihilate them. Okay, yeah. Everyone was screaming the rape when I was kicking at the gate till it caved in. Belly scraping by, but now I'm paid. Look at the paper I raked and I'm caking like Jay-Z and Drake. And I hate when people say that I ain't killing shit. The game is my playpen. I punch you in the face and end up breaking your break bands. I'm far from Hollywood. I'm posted up at the days in. Even though the industry say I'm the latest sensation. Drop the stuff at the board show. They're coming complacent. Mama saw me on TV with just a bum in the basement. You a Captain Saber, who you
What's up, everybody? You Control You podcast. You know how we do. We start every episode with what I'm grateful for. I'm very blessed to have one of many here, CEO of Less Work. What I'm grateful for most, of course, God, family, friends. I think this might be something that I'm going through this at this time of my life, but learning the value of patience on a different level than I've ever known before. And knowing that whatever is meant to be will be, and whatever is meant to come my way will come, as long as I'm doing the right things as I move forward. So that's what I'm most grateful for. Well, what about you? What are you grateful for, sir?
Man, it's a good question. It ain't even Thanksgiving. What we doing? I'm grateful, thankful. I would say I'm grateful for opportunities, man. You know, I always said like, where there's lack of, there's opportunity, right? So it's like I'm grateful for the opportunities where it seemed like, whether it's overwhelming or underwhelming, I'm just grateful for it because I know we can make something out of nothing. So I'm grateful for all opportunities, like, you know, to be on this podcast. I'm grateful for that.
Oh, I got you.
For sure.
Man, well, thank you for coming on here. We appreciate it very much. So I have been blessed to see you come into the scene and hit this town, hit this area with a tidal wave.
Man.
Like it was crazy, and it was super dope because you were bringing something more than just music, more than just clothes, more than just personality. It was like, hey, we want to build something, we want to grow something, we want everybody to basically be a part of it. And for someone like me, it reminded me of like how we first started back in the day. Man, I say back in the day, that just makes me feel old, but like when we were trying to do this thing called Midwest Co-op, and we were like, let's get everybody together in the Midwest and let's tour here and show swap and do this and share links and do all this. And then you came on the scene years later and did it even bigger than what we did it. I'm like, oh man, you really taking over. This is dope.
That's loud.
So for Less Work, what was the mind frame when you started this? What was the goals?
Yeah, go back to, I think the reason why I'm grateful, I believe, it's like where there's lack of, there's opportunity. Because you know firsthand, like hip hop was getting shut out of a lot of venues at the time when we was like wanting to get started. It was like y'all was really, you know, locking the venues down as far as giving opportunities for hip hop. You know what I'm saying? I remember a couple of y'all events that we would do, whether it was Get Your Buzz Up, the conference y'all would do, like, you know, so it was like without those, I guess, blueprint opportunities, You know, there probably wouldn't be a Less Work in Madison, to be totally honest.
Mm.
So with that, it's more like when they shut the venues down, they said they wasn't booking hip hop no more. It's like you can either you cuss on your podcast.
Yeah.
You can either shit or get off the pot. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you can complain, you can cry about it, protest, get in the middle of the street, do all that. But if you ain't gonna take an action on like making it different, it's just like, well, what are you doing? And the funny thing about Less Work, when we first got started, we was putting it together, right? And we ran it across everybody. Everybody. We ran across everybody. And a lot of the feedback we'd get back was like, I don't really know about the Less Work name. It just sounds like you lazy. It sounds like you don't want to do the work. I'm like, that's exactly why we want to do it. You know what I mean? Because it was like it was a spinoff, right? When we say Less Work, it just sounds like it's spelled.
Yeah.
But we really meant let's work together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was all right. That's good feedback. Now we got to at least have an acronym to go with it. So, you know, people can like understand that it's a movement. So Less Work is LESSWORK, which means less emphasize, self-service with optimistic, resourceful knowledge. So it's less work when we work together. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, all right, well, if folks on the camera, homie writing the songs, I got 900 making the beats, I'm getting recorded by MP. So it's like it's consistent every time where it's like, all right, well, I know my role. I can sit in this, and when it's time to produce it, it's gonna show up as one product, but everybody's hands was in there. You know what I mean? And that's just less work. So that was more so like a internal thing. When we extended out to the community, it was more like opportunities, right? We already knew it costs a lot of money to shoot a music video. It costs a lot of money to record your songs. It costs a lot of money to get your graphics. It just costs money to be an artist. So it was like, well, if we can like figure out how to do these things for us, we could try to like service them out. And down the line, I think we, you know, kind of figured that part out.
That's super dope. I remember, yeah, I think everybody had that same like, ooh, less work.
Yeah.
And I remember talking and I remember hearing it and I'm like, and I could see there was only one path you could go with it. And like the way my brain works, I'm really good at like, you give me an idea, I can flesh out 10,000 different paths it could work or how it won't work.
Word.
And I knew there was only one path that you guys could make it work. And it was basically the beauty of hip hop. You can make words mean something else. You can flip it so it can mean whatever the hell you mean it to, you want it to mean. Like, oh my gosh, she's bad.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
In a good way.
Yeah, in a good way. So it's like, it's what hip hop can do. And you guys did that so strong. It was like, next thing you know, it wasn't official if you didn't have Less Work in the building. It wasn't official if you didn't see the logo somewhere. And it was like the dopest thing to wear the clothing. And even to the point you had pop-up shops, I was like, man, I'm like, you were having so many events. I'm like, bro, I'm an old man. I don't come out like that. Like, let me just pop up to one. I'm gonna pop up to one
for sure.
and show support. But it's super dope. So now fast forwarding, you did so much, right? You got to manage artists, social media work, clothing, booking shows, like everything that you could do with at least one we can think of. Yeah. When you think of the entertainment industry. Yeah. Right? Not just music, but the entertainment industry. Yeah. What's a few things if you could, if someone said, look, we want you to do it on the same scale that you did before, what are some of the things that you would do differently going forward? Man, I would target the youth, man. I would target shorties. Grown folks are ungrateful. Speaking of grateful, right? Grown people are ungrateful. So one thing that I would do different or target is it would be the shorties, man. You know what I'm saying? Because they the sponges, they the ones that was watching us from afar and they kind of like fell off the wagon a little bit because we was too focused on the parents, I would say. And Less Work is, we play a part in that too. I would say everything we was doing, I would do it just in a form of like teaching.
You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't want to be the spotlight so much. I would want to teach what we do to the point where we can be elevated by the next generation who already love all this technology anyway. But it's like us with our, I guess, extended mental capacity, we would take their youthful ideas and make it a business model, but it would still be them. So it's a perfect segue to the program that I'm building right now. It's called Say So, and it's an acronym like Let's Work, SAYSO. Say So means save a youth, save ourselves. You know what I mean? And basically they get to do what the name is. They have say so in everything we do. We just give them the pillars, whether it's music, whether it's media, whether it's marketing, we give them that. And then they help design it from start to finish. And everything you seen us doing, the monthly music meetings, the monthly concerts, we would do the same thing with the shorties. But, people love kids, you know what I'm saying? And kids love to be seen, heard, and understood. So in my experience, I just think we should have focused on the shorties faster.
That's a completely different demographic.
It is, bro. It is. And I don't know, man, because, okay, look, I'm only speaking based on my experience in Madison, bro. So it's like the grown folks are washed in a sense. And respectfully, they wash, bro. They wash. It's either they timed and faded, and they gonna give you the opportunity to live through you until you get too big, right? And then they be like, all right, I gotta pull back because it's getting a little too far away from me. It's supposed to be about them. So the grown, and I don't got no other way to put it. It's just the shorties need an opportunity to do it because the grown folks failed so many times, bro. I mean, look around. It's so many organizations, so many programs focusing, targeting the shorties, but we got to be real. It's still, it's the problems that they once had still exist. Like it was never a solution there for them.
Yeah.
And I work close with a lot of the people that work with the shorties. So it's like, I earn my opinion though. You know what I'm saying? This ain't no shade. It's just more like y'all washed and y'all need to get out the way. Period. And that's myself included. That's why I say we need to focus on the shorties because it was us trying to like become number one, us trying to push our narratives, us trying to be like, this how you got to do it. We the way. All right. Now, what way they following now? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you got to be honest with yourself. So it's like with me leading first, all I could do is like, project from inward. And then I'm going to tell you how I feel. So if I'm speaking and I'm saying like, it sounds broad, I'm myself included, preaching to the choir. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just think we kind of like missed the beat with the shorties, bro.
Yeah. So like one thing that I'm hearing you talk about, and correct me if I'm wrong on this one, it sounds like you've come to a realization that it's not all about being in the front.
Yeah.
And almost better. And if I'm correct, specifically almost better for what you're talking about, to let the youth lead it, and you sit back and play CEO management role, like chief advisor type of thing, like
or just a resource, bro. Like, to be honest, I think it's like, imagine growing up, right, in your community. We got like, I don't want to like throw no shade on no community centers or nothing, but let's say like, for instance, Salvation Army, right? Let's say they had a program that taught the music business. It's a Salvation Army in almost every hood though. So it's like, then we would have access to know like what we getting ourselves into first, because most of them, they just see like the glitz and the glamour. And as far as me, I was just aware of that, bro. Like if you even look at my attempts that I've done, I position artists before me, right? So I'm cool with the background, but it's just more like it was less work the company promoting and pushing and doing all those things. So I was still known in that space. But it's like, nah, bro, we gotta like take a back seat for real. And then just let them like TikTok, YouTube. Like that ain't really our first go-to as, adults and us. It's like, it's what we come to. But I guarantee you, if you give it to the shorties, we can cultivate something that'll be here the next 10 years and we could be proud of it for real. So it's like, I don't know. I can kind of see the future with it.
How would you design that though? Like, so if the reason why I asked that, talked about being behind the scenes, is that one thing running businesses and speaking to enough people that entrepreneurs
Mm-hmm.
is the one thing that people overlook sometimes. But the ones who are really successful figure it out.
Word.
It's about running the business not running you, but also making it so you are not, there's no need to be the face of a business.
That.
Right? It's like the business name should hold strong and the brand should hold strong and doesn't need to be necessarily linked to one person.
Mm-hmm. That's a fact.
Because when you can do that, it might happen anyway. Mm-hmm. When you think of Apple, most people think of Steve Jobs, mm-hmm. even though he was let go mm-hmm. and created other companies, Pixar being one of them, and being brought back in. And so that's what I was curious about. If like you're talking about, okay, let's use the Salvation Army. Mm-hmm. If you linked up with them, are you saying you would run the program under them, or you would create a program under a business brand of your own?
Yeah.
And working with the Salvation Army, helping them grow and helping them reach the youth more, and you able to do your job, but allowing the Salvation Army to get publicity or whatever they want from it. Which one are you saying?
To be honest, I ain't put that much thought into it, bro. I was just saying like as an example, but if I had to like explain it, I only use Salvation Army because they national, they everywhere, right? Yeah, so it's able to almost become like a franchise type of thing. So if we can establish it, grow legs here in Madison, we could duplicate it in Chicago, we could duplicate it in New York. It's just more like we need staff, personnel, you need people to run it. But it's like, I'm just saying, early access is what breeds geniuses. People would be like, oh man, you're so smart. How did you know all this? But I guarantee you got over 10,000 hours in this topic. But imagine if you started at 6.
Yeah.
And you 26 today.
Yeah.
People would think you're a genius in that area. Mm-hmm. But it's like we just need early access. And not on some old like what you call it, when you gotta give us access and all that. It's like, no, not that type of way, right? They just the DEI stuff, not that. You know what I'm saying? Like real access that we could create and you could control. You know what I'm saying?
You're talking about true foundation and knowledge, and not just here, let me help you because we have to type of deal. It's like, no, a true foundational change to help the youth out.
Yeah.
And let me word it differently, not to help the youth out, but to create a new generation of thinking minds.
Facts. Because to me, the creativity is the spark, right? Mm-hmm. Like they could be artists in music, media, whatever type of art they in. That's just the spark of whatever creativity that you're going to get into later in life. This is just more so you can paint between the lines. You know what I mean? We're going to get you started. But this may not be your area where you're going to stay forever. That's why it's important that we have real conversations. That's what's important why we put them in front of these cameras. And then we reflect back on what was said before we put it off into the world.
Yeah.
And then they start to learn like, okay, wow, this is editing. You know what I mean? Oh, okay, this is that. Okay, now I got to figure out how I put this off into the world on my own. So it's like, that's what I'm talking about. We got to really be able to be okay with almost becoming like a community of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know a lot of us in the media space, but it's like everybody operating on their own island. You know what I'm saying? It's like, imagine if the islands just all came together. It'd be hard. Like we were saying, the Midwest thing, us with the less work, we've seen the trial and error, but we never centered it around the shorties. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never seen it. So it's like with that, that's my attempt. That's my offering. I got that. I got time, I got resources, and I got energy for it, you know, and I can speak to it. You know what I'm saying? This one of the ideas I would do with the shorties, right? You got companies like You Control You, Media 22, Studio 22, Urban Triage. You got Steve Auto Sales. You got all these black-owned, we targeting, we being specific, black-owned businesses, right? And then we all creative in music and media. But ain't none of these businesses, when the shows come on, when they doing promo, they ain't got no ads, they ain't got no songs, they ain't got none of that. It'd be dope if some of these shorties can come together and put that together. And it's a niche. It's a little niche. You got your little pocket where you operate. You ain't got to be the greatest. But then we just start promoting and pushing this around. Every month, we put them on stages in front of the community pouring to them, right? And then every month, we are in these meeting spaces where we giving them more information. And then we present what we learned over the course of 30 days. And this just repeated year round. There ain't no end. It's just this what we do.
Yeah.
And then as you grow up, you're like, man, I was doing that 10 years ago, man. I put my son through that. Stuff like that. Longevity. People want the right now, the instant gratification. Your ideal is going to take too long. So what? So what? So what? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying.
That's why we both laughing.
I know exactly what you are saying, sir.
Serious, man. I'm serious. And plus, like, again, like, I earned the opinion, bro. I've worked with a lot of artists in the city. I know our ways work. You know what I'm saying? It's just, and we wasn't like penny pitching. Like every artist that ever worked with less work got paid pretty well. The opportunities was good. The paperwork was always straight. You know what I mean? So it's like, I could still like, face card still good. It's just like intentionally taking a step back after, so much turmoil you would go through. You know what I mean? Like it's only so much success you're going to have. It's only so many lows you're going to be at.
Yeah.
Until you realize like, this all part of the game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I accept everything that come with it. But like everybody that played a part in it got to too though. You know what I'm saying?
That's the hardest thing, I believe, whenever you have multiple people. It's the hardest thing to keep everybody patient, keep everybody on the same page, everybody focused. It's really tough because everybody's got their own lives, and then everybody's got their own point of view, and everybody's, and that's what makes it so challenging. And I think one thing that Corey and I both can say is like we've been everything you've described. We've been at, like him running a record label out in Milwaukee and having like he's got a whole board full of artist projects, and that's not what he's doing anymore. I've ran a record label, I've ran a management company, I've worked with countless artists, and then it's like it hits you, and it's like what? It's like, so I'm listening to what you're saying now, and it's like, it almost is weird because I'm listening to your voice and I'm listening to the words that you're saying, and I know exactly where you're at, where it's like, I just had to sit back, and now it's like you're ready to figure something out, but you're not sure where to move almost. Like you have ideas where to move, but then it's like, how do I not
pivot?
How do I keep from repeating the same mistakes? How do I keep doing the same? How can I improve? And what I would say, if that's really how you're looking at it, that means we've walked similar paths. And so I love the idea that you have with the community. I know you've always been community oriented. Like since I've met you, it's always been working with the community. And I think we all agree always working with the next generation is
the way
where it's where it's at. And so, and we all have kids. So it's like we understand the importance of the next generation. I would encourage you to start building something, man. And then I like the idea that you were just talking about with the Salvation Army. If I was you, I would flush that out all the way and take it to a company like that and take it to an organization like that and see what they would do. And then once you got a hold of it, bring in the parties that you seem that would fit it. I can tell you right now, that's a dope idea. I don't have the energy for something like that anymore.
Oh,
and if like you already said, I got the energy for it, I got the time for it, that's where you should be looking for. Like I've almost done a 180 on my hustle. Like it was just music.
Word.
It's become something different entirely, and it all stemmed from music. Now I'm working with Department of Corrections and working with all juveniles, mentoring them, but using weightlifting, martial, like Muay Thai, kickboxing, MMA, BJJ, using that to reach them, and occasionally stepping in and doing marketing stuff when there's marketing projects. But that is my focus, because for me, that's what I have the energy for.
Yeah.
And I don't have the energy to push out for music and things of that nature. Yeah. And even when there are music things, I'd rather do the business side, because the business brain never shuts off. It's what I'm using every day, running a gym. Wow. So I would encourage you to flesh out that idea and take it. It sounds just like I said, my brain works with less work. I've already painted like so many paths of where that could work. Man. And that's how I knew I don't even have the energy to even step in to help, because I look at it, I'm like, that's it's dope.
Beastie. It's beastie.
It's dope, but it's
a beast.
It's a lot. It makes me think of oh man. The way you described it reminds me of Wrap Up.
Wrap Up.
What we did at Blackhawk, what we were doing at Blackhawk.
Yeah. For sure.
What we were doing at Blackhawk. But like, so
100%.
That's where my energy can do that.
100%.
Because
100%.
Because then it's funny. Then I get to be the CEO.
See?
I don't have to use any creative juices. It's like everybody, I just got to make sure everybody else is in place using their creative juices. I don't want to use creative juices. I just want to be the businessman, making sure everybody's doing their job. And so but I could see it working, whether it was a Salvation Army or someone else. Instantly, the first person that came to mind, that I don't know how you and him are, like if you guys talk, is Fusion.
Yeah, he cool. I still funnel artists to him, because they be like kind of, I don't know, skeptical about sending their music or getting in touch. I'm like, bro, he's very approachable. You know what I'm saying? So like
he's all about community, and he's, you know, the things he does with the Christmas Christmas drives, like the back to school stuff. It's like he's so involved with the youth. He's got the same mind frame. It's like we're all tackling the youth,
man,
from different avenues, and man. It would be dope if somebody said, let's put it all together.
Yeah. I mean, and to be honest, I'm not against it. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I just know what I could do, right? It'd be dope to be at a table with other people that's so confident in their abilities, and then we all just come together. That'd be dope, right? But, you know, it's a couple conversations. That's all. You know, I don't think it's something impossible that can't happen. It's just more like it's got to be in alignment. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be like the perfect timing of whatever that is.
You hear him?
You know?
I do hear him.
Yeah.
You know what I hear?
What?
I hear wisdom.
Word.
I hear wisdom.
Word.
Let me tell you.
Word.
With the man, damn, we're in 25. So, wow, when you guys started coming on, that was like a decade ago. That was more than a decade ago. Because I had a healthy leg when like I'm like, I based everything pre knee and pre after knee. Yeah. Like so I didn't shatter my knee until 2016. So I'm like, oh yeah, it's over a decade. The reason why I say that is like over 10 years ago, you know the answer I would have got from you? Oh, let's go. Yeah, let's make it happen.
For sure.
And you would just start sprinting.
Yeah, without a plan.
Yeah.
You know, without a conversation. Just passion. Just passion.
But you need that, right? You need that. But now it's like, no, I gotta.
The first thing I'm gonna talk about is the paperwork, bro. You know, it's contracts, man. You know, whenever you partner, whenever you doing any collaborations, whatever it is, bro, we gotta have paperwork straight, and everybody should be excited about that. You know what I mean? So that lets you know you serious or you've been fucked over before. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you should be excited about paperwork, because that means I could present this now and later. Yeah, and it's gonna mean the same thing, hold the same weight. So I don't play about them contracts, man. Ask about me.
What I've learned about contracts more in the past year Actually, the past almost 2 years. Like, I thought I knew a whole bunch of stuff until I seen how the other side does business. And I know I shouldn't be breaking it down into racial sides, but it's like there's just certain things that I know I didn't grow up learning. And a lot of the stuff I've learned has been self-taught, self-reading, learning from mentors. And the one thing I've learned, being married to my wife and seeing how she's suggested doing things, I was like, they're not going to say yes to that. What you mean? Yes, just do it.
Man.
Okay.
Man.
And bring it to them. And they're like, oh, yeah, no problem. And that gets put in the contract. I'm like, there's no way.
Yeah.
There's absolutely no way that I would have known to ask for certain things, to move a certain way.
Man.
And it's like, it made me understand even more how this world works. And it's like, it's crazy. I believe in contracts. Is just what I was going to add to that is that within the contract, ask for everything that you want and learn how to compromise on everything. Make sure both parties compromise and leave it be. But you should always, with every contract now, I want this, and this, and this. The worst they could say is no.
Yeah. Especially like if it's like an industry that you kind of like working in all the time, like your contract is going to be altered a bit based off the client.
Yeah.
But as far as like what you going to do, what you know you can provide, the equipment you using, the stuff that it's going to take, like that's really what they be wanting. They be asking for this. Like most of my contract completions came through requests for proposals, people asking me to send them things, and then they'll tell me like, include all the type of stuff you're going to be using to complete this project. I'm just like, okay, like, you know, what you mean by that? It was like, how much is it worth? You know what I mean? And they'll tell you what type of camera they want you to have or use. So then you got to rent it if you ain't got it. But then you just put that in your further, you know, back pockets.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, let me add this to the contract. Some people don't care about it because they just probably not that far or they just got money to throw around like that. But I'm telling you, man, them contracts get you covered. Always, my slogan was always contracts over door money. You know what I mean? Like get you the contract up front. The door money is not guaranteed. You're going to put way more time, energy, and money into an event, whatever it is. And if you just think you finna come up off the door, you're going to be let down way more than you would be if you had a contract because the contract gets you paid before the doors open. So now everything is just like, all right, you know, ain't no extras. Everything accounted for. Ain't no extras.
Yeah.
But it's more like, you know, we paid. But now we can kind of like get other people paid off the door money or, you know what I mean? Book a vendor or whatever it is. So you learn along the way. You know what I'm saying? It's just more like after a while, you get a little more bougie with who you choose to do business with after you know what I'm saying? Sustain a little bit.
See,
you start to learn your no is powerful.
Listen, you hear this?
Yeah.
Bro,
yeah. Oh, it's real, bro. I've been burnt. Shit, you feel me? Like,
my business circle is so small. It's almost non-existent. It's beautiful, but I like it that way.
Yeah. I never had a big circle. I was just always a risk taker. You know what I'm saying? And
you have to be though.
My team would allow me to take those risks. And I would just be so appreciative of that. You know what I mean? But like it was always just 2 or 3 people as far as being solid with me. But as far as like what we would grow off and become, and you know, it's inevitable, bro. Like because the bigger we became, it's more like our platforms was bigger to allow other people to, you know, at least perform, right? You might not be in the planning room, but like we could book you to perform. And then that turns into like an entourage, you know what I'm saying? Like when you got this coming, they coming with 6 more, they coming with 7 more, and everybody, you know who put it together.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's inevitable that you're going to grow, but it's just more about having a plan for everybody that's going to be involved, bro. Like ain't no freestyling, nothing. You know what I mean? Because it's egos involved. It's a lot to deal with in the handle, you know? And it's just like, damn, my thing was, look, Dash, no, I brought the artist here before. Like, I'm like, all right, this is what I want to do. I want to put all the artists in the studio together. We don't got to have nothing planned. We're going to be in there. We're going to just pay for the studio time just to sit in here and get creative. It's maybe 3 or 5 artists, all women at that, right? I knew the city felt like women too catty. They can't come together. They won't be able to make projects together. They damn near proved me right. You know what I'm saying? They down there prove themselves right, because it was like we never put out the project, right? But all the planning, like all the live shows, all the rehearsals, we got to that point. But as far as like, man, artists are very picky with their music. You know what I mean? Picky with their music. The shit that never come out. You know what I'm saying? It never come out. But it's like, this is the type of, you sign up for, though. It's like, all right, well, back to the drawing board.
Yeah,
Back to the drawing board.
I think a lesson that artists are doing better at learning now, and still struggle with, is what's the point of creating the music? Why are you creating it? Are you creating it for your own vault? Or are you creating it to share with the world? Because if you, and I get it as a creative, like I can't tell you how many different iterations this podcast has gone through before I really decided to stick with You Control You. And I can't tell you how many times I've gone through the creative process like, this ain't working. And Corey sitting in the back, patience. Just keep rolling with it. So it's like,
shout out Corey.
I've asked artists this question. Are you making music for other people, or are you making it for yourself? If you're just making it for yourself, then cool, you never have to release it. But if you're making it because you want someone, you want someone to connect, you're trying to connect with someone basically, or you're trying to give advice to someone, or you're trying to tell a story to someone, how are they going to hear that? How are they going to be able to vibe with that? You may only have 2 people that vibe with it, but that's 2 people you didn't have before vibing with your stuff. And so it always comes back to, for me, when I hear artists talk about that, or someone that's worked with artists go through that, it's like they just weren't confident with themselves enough to take the chance. To take the chance. And one thing you already said is like, I'm a risk taker. I jump in. You have to be.
Yeah.
You have to be.
It's impulsive.
Yeah, you have to jump in. I tell people all the time, you have to jump off the cliff. If you don't jump off the cliff, then you don't know what's gonna happen. You don't know what's there. Yeah, could you fall on your face? Yep, you could.
Yeah.
But you could fly.
Yeah. I would tell people the biggest thing is like not to like, I guess, dictate or let other people determine like how far you can go. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you gonna have your own trials, your own errors. You gonna have like all your own stuff, but like you can't be like, if it don't work with this person, I'm done forever, or it's gonna pop for me when I get to this level. It's like, no, bro. It's like unconsciously, bro, you set yourself up for failure, bro. Because if you dependent on people always gonna let you down. You know what I'm saying? Like whether they want to or not, in some type of ways, they always gonna let you down. So it's like you said, it's gotta be some way for you, even if it's for somebody else. Like you writing for other people, cool. But your experiences are your own.
Yes.
Other people just gonna relate to it. You know what I mean? And if they don't, then cool, that ain't for them. But like the reasons why you dig deep and you found your little corner of the earth that you felt you gonna sit in and be creative in, it's got to be for you first, because it's gonna come out, and then people like, I don't use no examples, but people know when it's genuine, right? They be like, okay, I like the music, but watching the interviews or his gestures don't match. People gonna know. So it don't really matter what your little facade is. It don't matter. They're gonna be able to like
see right through it.
Smoke and mirrors. You know, it's only so long. So it's like, I don't know, man. I just think people need to really center themselves on like what it is they want out of life, not the career, not whatever that is. It's like which one out of life? Because I always tell people this: you gonna find the people or meet the people you need to meet along the way. You ain't gonna have to convince them. You gonna be like, man, bro, we should be doing this together. You know, you good at this. It's like, bro, I was at this conference. I met this dude named Shaw there. Well, met him along the way. You know what I'm saying? So it's remove that part out of my life and everybody else's life, and then you understand like, okay, well, shit, this kind of like on autopilot at this point. You know what I mean? I just got to keep doing my part, and whatever that is, you know what I mean? Because I know I'm not finna make no beat, I'm not finna shoot no music video, I'm not finna take no pictures, but I'm okay with that. You know what I'm saying? But I'll write you a hell of a record. You know what I mean? I can help produce it. I can help write the video treatment. I can do all those things. But I know my strengths though, you know?
Yeah.
And I ain't stepping on nobody's toes who doing it. When I'm in the meetings, I'm speaking on behalf of all them people that do that though. For me, my videographer, Mo Guala, I'm chilling. Woo, I'm in the meeting. Yeah, we can do the video. We do this, that. I'm saying we, because I know I got him.
Mm-hmm.
So now when I come back to it, they're like, all right, show me what you got. I'm like, all right, you take it from here. You know what I'm saying? And bro, that's the way to do business, bro.
Yeah, man.
It's the way to do business, man.
So yeah, let's work. Beautiful. That was a good play right there.
Cheers, mate.
It brings me to a question.
What's that?
What are you trying to do? What you talked about?
That's loaded.
Artists, because you know you work with artists, and we've all worked with artists, that they should be comfortable with who they are, figure out what they're trying to do, and then just basically stick to your own lane. So what is it that you're trying to do?
All right. So my mission has been the same since the beginning, I would say, right? Because I always been screaming local is the new global. Look local first, right? So what I mean by that is you don't got to leave your local area to become successful. I can make $1 million in Madison without ever leaving. I can stay here 365 days and I can make $1 million, at least 100K. I can do it, right? So it's like, but I'm going to do it on a local level. Meaning like, I know y'all ain't finna download my music 1 million times. Y'all not finna stream it 1 million times. Y'all not doing that. But if I can present myself in front of movers and shakers enough doing what I do, you going to want me to do it for you, or you going to figure out some type of way we can work together. And there's money behind that. I don't care if the bag is 500. I'm enough of a risk taker to know like, okay, I got to get 500 more of them $500. And I need 500 contacts, you know what I mean, to pay me $500, all in Madison, right? So that's what I'm trying to convince, I guess, the local artists. It's like, bro, local is the new global because of things like these cameras in here, this internet right here. We going live, we on TikTok, we on YouTube. I'm in Amsterdam, I'm in Asia, I'm in Africa, I'm everywhere. But I'm sitting right here in Madison. So the check gonna come to the address that I told all them platforms to send it to. So it's like, I'm just trying to let them know, bro, it can be done here. Make sure your contract good. You know what I'm saying? But like, it can be done here, bro. Like whatever it is you great at, you do it. Figure out, bro, we got Google, we got ChatGPT. Some people love it, some people hate it. But I look at them as resourceful tools, right? These things take my ideas that I put together on my own human time, and then they cultivate it into a structured plan for me to be like, all right, well, that's my new personal assistant.
Yes.
Right? So with that, I'm trying to tell them like, tell your, write it down on your own first. Don't put it straight to ChatGPT. Put it in like a Microsoft or whatever. Your phone got a notebook, whatever. Write all your ideas down in there first. Copy it, paste it over there, and then tell it to structure it for you. Like, give me a plan for this for the next 3 months, next 3 years, right? And it'll do it, and then you gotta go back and tweak it. But what I'm telling the artist to do is you rap it, you write in the music, you producing the music, you booking the shows, you doing a lot. That's a program, right? So you turn it into a program, contract yourself out, fire your boss, work for yourself, and now you could teach somebody else what you just taught yourself. Cause you ain't no cheat codes in it. You still gotta do the work. You still gonna have to do the work. But what I'm saying is, if you already love it and passionate about it, bro, it's a structure behind it. And it's a check for you.
Yeah.
We leave the money on the table when we turn our hobbies into just hobbies. It's like, bro, I'm the greatest rapper. I want to be on everybody, whatever, top 5. But my income, I'm struggling, right? Yeah. I'm doing things, I'm compromising, but it's not for my benefit. It's just for notoriety.
Yeah.
It ain't for the check. And it's just like, man, bro, this time it's about the money. You know what I'm saying? This time it's about the money. And I'm cool on the fame. I'm cool on the looks. I'm cool on all that. I feel like I gave back enough. I've done it all enough, right? It's proven. It's not cocky. It's none of that. It's more like, this is what it is. If you find value in it, let's work. If you don't, blessings. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
That's dope. That's really dope. Man, so listening to everything you're talking about, you almost sound at peace with everything. You sound like at peace with everything. And my question for you is, how long did it take you to find that peace?
Man, bro, still searching for it for real. Cause a lot of my stuff, man, like I'm telling you, bro, these last 2 years been crazy. I've been having to like the plane was on autopilot, bro. Like shout out to everybody that, you know what I mean, played roles into like what Madison seen, what we would call like the not even a peak, but it was the highest level we operated on. So shout out to everybody that was involved with that. But like to know how long it took to get there and how fast it didn't last. You know what I'm saying? It was just like I'm still trying to get to that peaceful place after all of that, right? Because it was like the peace was in the paper. You know what I'm saying? The peace was in the paper. Let's be for real. So now it's more like it's about going back to your passionate state. Like you watched it all burn down. Are you still passionate enough to build it all back? You know what I'm saying? It's just like, hell yeah, I am. But I know I'm specifically doing it alone. You know what I'm saying? So like the times you go into the meetings and you know you got X, Y, and all Z's and all that, and you speaking on behalf of all them in the meetings, now it's just all internal. It's what can I do? What is all my value? You know what I mean? Without leaning on nobody else.
Ooh.
That's the hardest part. So peace,
brother.
Progress, maybe.
Ooh.
You know,
brother. Would you be okay if I gave you some advice?
Man, you control you
from a samurai warrior to another.
Yeah, let's go.
So, I've literally been where you're at right now. When you describe it, I know exactly what that feels like.
Oof.
I know what it's like to watch something successful be built.
Yeah.
And think, okay, I'm on, I think this is the top floor of the building.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now I want to build more. Let's build more.
Word.
And then to watch it like get blown up.
Yeah.
And you're like, wait, what?
Different angles.
What?
Somebody
is
blew
going
it from
on
here. Wait 3 months, somebody else blew it from here.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
And so I say that because I want you to understand that when I say what I'm about to say, it took me a very long time to learn this. And parts of me wish, like I don't have any regrets. I just recognize there were opportunities that I could have done something different earlier. Is that going into, it's a different war mode. It's not a war mode that I'm taking an army into. It's a war mode. It's just me. I'm a one-man army. When you do that, you can get somewhere, but you are going to be very limited and you are going to burn. Eventually there's a burnout.
Word.
And that burnout is horrible because if you're not smart, and I wasn't smart, you'll burn yourself out, figure out a way to get through it, continue to burn yourself out to the point where you can't do anything else, rest, and then rinse and repeat again instead of actually just recognizing. One, I had to recognize where I made mistakes, where I seen people. It's almost like having like a romantic relationship. It's like I looked at these people and seen what I wanted to see instead of seeing the reality that was there. That doesn't make them bad people. It makes it my fault that I put responsibilities in other people's hands that weren't ready for it. And there were plenty of signs that said they weren't ready for it. Wow. And I should have removed those sooner, handled it for myself a little bit, and then waited until I had someone in place that could actually handle that responsibility. Because then, yes, I would have had to take it on the workload, but I wouldn't have felt like it's just me and I can't open up and trust other people to do this. I can't count on other people. I can't do that because that puts us into a very survivor set mind frame. Like, it's, and the shitty part about it is as a culture, we're already are already there most of the time. We're already pre-programmed to be there
that's the
already.
easy
And
part.
so, yeah, and it's really, exactly. It's really easy to go into survivor mode. Like, okay, I got to come out scrapping. It's just me.
Yeah.
Put my back against the wall. What's up? Now I'm going to hit you with all my passion. I'm going to hit you with everything over your head and nonstop. Just keep working, keep working, keep working. You can't tell me I can't do it. I'm going to keep doing it.
Word.
And what you miss is you got these blinders on and you miss opportunities of working with folks that maybe could have done it. And honestly, I've gone through a few people learning this lesson. And it's like, okay, but when I really, really kept just choosing to not trust in other people, but trust in myself that I can deal with any BS that comes. If I build something and it falls again, I know I have the ability to build it because I've done it.
Word.
So that means I could trust in me on that. And that means I could trust in others.
Yeah.
And it took me 5 more years, I would say, to build something where I could trust, where it's like, okay, let's put people in place again. And it wasn't about chasing money. It was about chasing time. And I tell people that all the time. For me, I chase time. And so when I finally started trusting in everybody, and by this time it was with the gym, I was grooming other instructors, grooming other people to coach, because I'm thinking long term, my son's getting older.
Word.
I'm going to need this time later on when I'm grinding it out, like when the business is hopefully doing well. I need other people to teach classes, coach fights, do all this. And each time I did that, each time it fell apart. Trying to take other fighters away, trying to do this, trying to do backdoor business, trying to do other things. And I'm like, this is why I stopped in the music business. I didn't want to deal with this anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm dealing with it over here. I'm just going to do it all on my own. And then I'm teaching almost every class. I'm coaching every single fighter.
Burnout.
I'm cleaning. I'm opening. I'm marketing. I'm doing like every aspect of the job I'm doing.
Gorilla.
And just burning myself out. And it wasn't, and trusting people again. It's like, man, nah, I can't do this. Nobody sees it the way I see it.
Yeah.
The problem is nobody sees it the way I see it because I'm not communicating properly.
Facts.
And I'm not putting people in place and communicating exactly what I want from them, and then making sure they can handle that, and then giving them trial runs to make sure they can do it, and then checking in with them to make sure, hey, are you sure you can handle this? Are you sure you could do this? Because if you don't, there's no love lost. Like, I'm good with it. I'd rather know that this isn't for you and doing that. Now I have one morning off that I can take a week. And as an entrepreneur, you know how big that is.
Man.
I have one evening a week that's a different day.
Yeah.
I have other coaches that can fill in. My mentoring programs are fully functional whether I'm there or not, because I have other people that are working with them that are closer to their age. And now I'm just like the old man that comes in and gives wise advice. And if they talk too much, strap on the gloves and show them that the old man still's got quick hands. And so, and it's funny, it makes them laugh. And so it's like, I get to play the wise man with the youth more because I got other young people working with them, pushing them to do the things because I train them to be that way. And because I've done it this way and I've built something, I now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about to have 8 instructors working. Like, I have 6 in place now.
Wow.
One's about to take another class. And like every Thursday, my son has a football game, 15 years old.
Yep.
I don't miss a game because that's my night off. And if he isn't in football, that's family night. Dad gets to be at home, play board games, play video games, help with homework. That's my family time.
Word.
Dedicated. My Wednesday mornings, I wake up,
Like that.
I'm in a cheery mood. I'm always in a decent mood, but I get to chill with my wife a little bit before she bounces. And it's like, oh, this is a little bit different. I get to check in with my son that morning.
Mm.
If I need a weekend off, I know I could take it. I don't have to coach every single fight. I have other people ready to do it. All because I just kept trusting and then took the lessons for myself to realize what can I do better? I need to communicate better with what I really want from them and what my standards are. Can you meet this? And then give them the time to see if they can meet this and then check back in with them to make sure they could do it. Because I didn't want to chase money. I needed to chase time.
Word.
I knew what my son was doing. I knew I was going to need time for him. In the most pivotal years, teenage years, I knew dad working wasn't going to cut it.
Yeah.
So I chased time instead of money. And that mind frame took me out of that survivalistic mind frame and put me somewhere else because I trusted in others. DMX said it best. One of the greatest, to me, someone needs to write a philosophy book just of DMX stuff, quotes. The one thing I heard him say, he was like, I trust everyone to be who they are. Basically, he trusts himself to see exactly who you are. Whatever you show me is who you are. Nothing more, nothing less.
Yeah.
And instead of seeing what we want to see in the people, because as entrepreneurs, and especially working
potential.
we see potential and we focus on that.
Yeah, we call potential.
And we lose of that. And we lose ourselves in that. And it's like, you got to look at potential, but you can't get lost in the potential.
Yeah.
If you get lost in the potential, everything explodes, and then we're mad and we're hurt because people don't realize
how much time you put into it.
Man, you were like a kid to me. Yeah. The time I put into you was like a kid. Like, I'm not spending time with my kids to be with you. Yeah, I'm not spending time. My girl is mad at me because I'm here working with you.
Yeah, no, for real.
Yeah, and I know I'm saying something that we all feel right now. Any entrepreneur feels this. Like, and for it to explode.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why when it work out, man, like when you have those moments of like, I don't know if it's whatever success. I don't know if you finna be like honored or acknowledged in any type of way. It's best to just like either bring them people along or acknowledge them people, man. That's really making the biggest sacrifice so you can go off here out in the world and do whatever it is you need to do. So I relate to that like a mug. You know what I'm saying? Over investing time, energy, money, resources, and people. Taking away time from my kids, my family, but being excited to do it. But it's like, you want it to pay off. So it's not a I told you so moment, but it's more like everybody can reap the benefits from our contributions that we put in for us to be able to have success in this space.
Yeah.
You know? So I agree, man.
Well, that was basically my advice, is just, I don't want to see you just put your back against the wall and think you got to fight the world by yourself. Because I don't, like, there's times you got to do that.
Yeah, I mean.
But I don't want you to get lost in it.
And
stuck in survivor mode, because when that happens, it's just, that makes you perfect for war. It doesn't make you perfect for everything else.
No.
And it makes it tough.
I mean, you're right. You know what I'm saying? Because this how I know, this why I say you're right, because it's like, even in my present experiences, like with even events, like other people doing stuff. You know what I mean? It's a lot of stuff going on every weekend. You got this, you got that. I start to find myself like being cool on even attending or even going, or it's like, man, like I'm gonna sit this one out. And then you look up, a whole year went by, you didn't sat out every event. You know what I'm saying? You just like, dang, you know what I'm saying? So it's like you find yourself just, falling back in your own tunnel vision, and you just trying to put it all on. But like with me, it's just like it's a rebuilding, it's a regrouping thing.
Yeah.
Because my plans was always for others, right? It's like if I'm doing anything, it was always for somebody else. You know what I mean? I'm just the contact person. You know what I'm saying? I'm the one
Don't
that's
sell
going.
yourself short.
No, I'm saying though, like people know my worth, but I'm saying like what I'm gonna go in as, I'm gonna be the one that lock it in. You know what I mean?
Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
When do you focus on you?
That's what I get out of it.
Nah.
That's what I get out of it.
I feel what you're saying.
That's what I get out of
But
it.
when do you build you?
Man, to be honest, bro, like I didn't recognize it until it was all like, you know, fucked up. You
Yeah,
know
but
what I'm
right
saying?
now, what?
No, that's that. What I'm doing on me, focus on me right now is like not really trying to be on the scene, not trying to force myself to host an event, not trying to put myself back out there. Just like let me just listen to what I want to do. You know, if it's just being, I guess, available to myself and not so much nobody else in the space of events or whatever conferences I get invited to, that I just happen to be cool
You're
on.
in hibernation mode.
Yes.
You're in hibernation
and not
mode.
that
Okay.
I want to be.
Yeah.
It's just like you saying, like you find yourself in them.
Yeah, but if you don't want to be in hibernation mode, what else do you want to do?
To be honest, bro, I ain't never want to stop doing what I was doing. I want to keep doing it. I want to do it on higher levels. I want to keep growing, bro. Like talk about compromise, right? Look, imagine like you locking in with somebody, right? And this sounds like partnership, like contract shit though, like, you know what I mean? And then like you have success on this newfound partnership, but then the city start catching on. And then like, you know, they're like, man, bro, I see what you're doing over there. How about you come over here and do that for us too? Business is growing. I'm excited. But then you got the compromise thing where you got people playing this little game where if you work with this person, you're going to be able to work with me no more. Right? So it's like, all I want to do is what I'm doing. But my affiliations, you know, got me conflicted. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you got people in the spaces that don't really like each other, but they operate in this public space where people have to like each other. And me as a service provider, you know what I mean? We're going to get your events popping. We're going to do this for you. You know what I mean? Like, I want to do this for everybody that's lacking this, right? Because I feel like Let's Work, we brought the culture to the community in a sense, right? Like, you got an organization, you got a mission on paper, but it's lacking something in the physical appearance. How about we come in because we got the culture. They coming with us, right? So we partner together. Here we come. Culture for sale in a sense. But then you got some people like, I just want all the culture for me over here. So you can't grow. You reach your ceiling. Unless you dish this off, again, start all over. But by this time, you got this person probably doing all this over here in this dark space, crowding your name. So now you blackball. You feel me? You want to do these things. You want to do all this, but every time you reach, it's connected to this. You know? So it's like, dang, so let me just figure it out over here on this part because, bro, the impact is heavy. It's heavy and it's deep, but it's just more about equal participation. You know what I mean? Like people got to be like okay with growth in all areas.
Yeah, but you can't change. This is the one thing, man. This is the crappy thing about something they don't teach us a lot. They don't teach us anything about business in school, and it's not a conversation that people have often enough. You know, here's a reason why other cultures succeed in business, and we still find it a struggle. And everything you just said described it. They don't mind walking away from groups of people because they decide it is not our job to bring everybody together. This is what we are doing. This is what we believe in. Rock with it or not. Yeah. And they go forward. And when you're trying to appease all parties because in your mind, you want, you don't, it's like you can see beyond the pettiness. You can see beyond the BS and you're like, look, we all can eat and we can eat more if we remove the pettiness.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
like, it's in our culture, that's rarely done, where the pettiness is removed. And you can go all the way to illegal businesses.
Right.
It's why did the mob find so much success? Because they set up the commission. Lucky Luciano set them up as a corporation, and he was basically the CEO. And every mob family was a shareholder, basically, and they would have meetings like a corporation, and everybody would get along. And before someone could get taken out, you had to get the approval of the board, the commission. Otherwise, it would start a war, because they thought money, time, all first, the pettiness second. And in our culture, we haven't figured that out. And I would say that's on everyone. It's really on the business owners to stay strong to what they believe in. If you know you believe in something and you stand on it, and someone's like, well, if you rock with them, you can't rock with us, I would encourage you to say, man, that sucks, because I think beyond this, we can all do this, but this is my mission. And I really want you to be a part of this, but I cannot force you to be a part of this. Like I had to start treating people like, not, I don't mean to like sound bad with it, but like I had to treat them like they were females. Like, you don't fit me. I'm good with you. There's another one. There's another one around the corner, right? It's like what you bring to the table and what you're talking right now goes against my beliefs, my values. I cannot sacrifice my values, because the moment I do that, I lose my integrity as a man. And then what kind of man am I going to be with you if I lose my integrity? Right? And that's how I treat business. If it's going against my values, man, I want to do business with you, and it's dope, but I can't, because you're putting me in a situation that doesn't make sense. And if you're the type of person to say, choose me instead of them, I can't, where's the line going to be drawn?
Facts.
Where's the line going to be drawn? And that's so tough for us in our community. Facts. Because we want to be, for lack of a better word, our community superhero.
Yeah. We
want to bring it together. And everything you're describing sounds just like that. And it sucks, because it's like, when you can see beyond it, like, why are y'all being petty?
Yeah.
Like, we could just all do this. Y'all being petty, you're basically treating the world like we only deserve crumbs. When there's a plate full of food, if you can get out of your own way.
Facts.
And when you realize that, you're like, okay, well, if y'all want to fight over the crumbs, that's fight over the crumbs. You know what? I'll let you.
Yeah.
When you're ready to think differently, I'm over here. I'm not moving. And brother, that's what I first, like, honestly, that's, if you start doing things like that, I think you will find more like-minded people, and you will find a system that you could build that would be extremely successful for you, because I don't doubt your work ethic. Stick to what your values are. You'll find like-minded people within that.
Yeah.
And then just be open to them.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much never going to be a issue for me. You know what I mean? I just think that what helped me with being open, I guess, more and faster with people that I first see myself doing business with, it'll just help me to understand who I could possibly who I could possibly be doing business with. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes we had the tough conversations too late. You know what I'm saying? Like, you already kind of in bed with them, and it's just like, well, shit, gotta go with the motion. You know what I'm saying?
You don't.
Nah, you don't. But like, when you find yourself just going with flows, and it's just like, well, shit, damn, I kind of like put myself in a situation where I kind of fuck myself up.
Yeah, but walk away.
Yeah.
Walk away and take the loss.
Yeah. I'm not gonna argue that at all.
That's what I'm saying. Money can't, like, time.
Yeah, I'm not gonna argue
time. Chase time. That time is everything. Because when you chase that bag, You'll stay in business with people you don't want to be in business with. You'll compromise certain things for that
Facts.
bag. But if you chase that time, like, wait a minute,
Yes, sir.
I'm going to lose this money, but I'm not putting time in where it's going to hurt my soul because I don't know what your home situation is. I know you got kids.
Yes,
so
sir.
it's like, are you trying to bring the best version home to your kids or the worst version? And if you got a girl, she damn sure don't want, she'll pick up the pieces sometimes, but she ain't trying to pick up the pieces every day.
No.
Because you're ruining your soul because you're compromising certain things within yourself. And I get it, you got to compromise some things, but like once you realize that their value system doesn't meet yours, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I couldn't, if there's certain things I can accept and there's certain things that I can't. If Corey beat the crap out of his wife and kids, I couldn't do business with you. That goes against my morals and my values. I'll walk away from that contract, walk away from everything and figure out how to build it differently because that's important to me. So once I see the value, if the values overall don't match up or if the way you're doing things don't match up, I refuse to do that because I've done it. And it drains me and I'm like, all this for this? Like there's no, like the money ends up not being enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not enough.
Nah, it's not for what it all just gonna cause and what you're gonna deal with. All the delays, in some cases, legal fees, all type of stuff, you know. So
it's not worth it.
Yeah, it's
Why
not.
aren't you building you though? Why aren't you the brand?
What you mean?
Why? I mean, I don't know how else to say it. Why aren't you? Why don't you build yourself as the brand? And then if you work with others, and that's fine. And I'm not even talking about it as an artist aspect, a producer aspect. Like
I think, bro, to be honest, bro, that was never my aspiration, bro. Like to do it in that way. Not to say I can't do it, right? But it's like it was never my reason to put the 2 feet on the ground out the bed, bro. It was never that. It was never about me first. As far as like building a brand, it was more like I know I relate to a pocket of people that deal with all the same type of stuff I deal with. So we gonna build a platform. You know what I mean? Like that's what I was always centered around. Over the past 2 years, yes, I've had to do those things. You know what I mean? Had to dig deep, do some soul searching, figure out what it is I want to do for me. You know what I mean? And I've yet to veer away from what I was already doing. It's like I'm still writing music, still recording music, still working with artists, but it's just more like not on that level of rushing to be out in the, you know what I mean? Like I got time, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't rushing, bro, but I was doing a lot of things that I said to myself and others that I would do forever if I could do it forever. So I was committed to how I was doing it. Now it's like everything changes. It's like it didn't happen that fast for me to be able to like, all right, well, we're waking up today and this is what's on the agenda. This is what we're doing. That took some time to get there. So for me to like say, all right, okay with all that didn't work, and now I'm focused on only one of many and the less work, that wasn't the design. So it's like now it's like, all right, well, what do we do? What do I do? So it's no rush. I'm here having this conversation.
It was somebody else's design though.
What you mean? Oh yeah,
it was someone else's design,
and I credit that to that. I do, bro.
You look, but see, this is what I'm saying.
I credit that to that.
Follow me here. You were shown how to build it, and you know how to build it with other people. You now know you look at all the knowledge you've gained. You understand how to manage people. You understand how to do business with people and run and be successful. And you never put. And here's the funny thing: you were always at the head of the table.
Yeah.
Whether you wanted to be or not, you were always at the head of the table. You could sit at the head of the table or sit anywhere. I guess sit anywhere at the table, whatever, and make everybody else the face of it, right? Everybody else can be the face of the brand. That's fine. But you're still the one running the show. And now you had these opportunities to do it. And now someone is letting you know, hey, push push yourself out there a little bit more.
Yeah.
Like, because it's not even about releasing the music. It's about y'all were killing. Yeah, you were making money from social media.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's still a check. That's still a check.
You can. Are you constantly putting out content the same way you did?
No.
Nothing, but nothing's
the
stopping you from you.
The
from
content
that.
has changed though. The content was the people that was around too. So it wasn't just me. You know what I mean? Like the content was based off like all the collaborations, the partnerships we had.
Yeah.
So, but if you even if you go back and look at the content, it was never pretty much me unless it was a project, a music project.
I got you.
But with that, it was just more like, bro, I get the time to like allow these artists to be artists, and I can be creative in my space and what I can produce from. And not, bro, if I gotta write my own song, produce my own content, like the inspiration is not the same.
Yeah, I feel
as it
you.
is to like give yourself for others, and then it's a natural thing.
It's easier to clean someone else's house
you can
than clean your own.
You can ask me 100 times, like, bro, what are you love, or tell me about Shy, tell me about Corey. I'm gonna go all day, but then you say, no, tell me about yourself. I'm gonna think a little bit more, right? Because it's like, damn, what do I like? What do I love?
But see, that's
just me though.
Bro,
I'm aware.
That's everybody.
That's
everybody. That's everybody. And that means what you just said, like, how often growing up did someone say they loved you?
I mean, you got your mom, your dad, you know, but like it wasn't like a thing, you know. No.
How often did someone say they believed in you?
My cousins, closest circle, you know, but you know, it's nothing that I deal with that in a sense, you know what I mean? Like my mom, she be tripping on me too, because she be like, why I ain't heard your voice in over a week or whatever it was. I'm like, you know, in my eyes, I'm thinking, you know, everything peachy. We good still. You know, if I talk to you today, I'm gonna love you tomorrow. You know, it's like it's cool. But that's how I was raised. Even with my mom, she wanted.
How old are you?
I'm 37.
Yeah, you at that cool part.
So she just, you know, but I don't know, bro.
The road. Hey, look. Let me. You get ahead of the schedule so this road isn't so bumpy. You're coming into those years where the mind and the body work different. So at 27, around between 25, 30, our brains fully develop.
Got it.
Right? They fully develop. Now they can really think, right? From that time until like 40, it's a whole different change, because at some point in that, unless you go the Joe Rogan route and start taking TRT, which is testosterone therapy, your testosterone starts to drop, and you don't even see it in big numbers. But it's not like how it was when you were 19. So it changes. All of a sudden, it's like, that workout that you did is like, ooh, close. It's like, ooh, I feel that. And I say that because when all that's changing, other things are starting to happen too. Estrogen slowly starts to rise, which is what makes females so emotional, right? We get in touch. It's why older men become softer and older women become a little bit tougher, because it flips.
Got it.
Men's testosterone lowers, their estrogen raises. Women's estrogen drops, testosterone raises. So women become beasts as they get older. Yeah. The monsters. And so it's like, but I mean that in a good way. I mean in a good way. Sure, like they become like, yeah. So my point in saying that is like, you got to come to terms. You should be able to say exactly what you like about yourself just as fast as you do someone else. Because if you don't rock with yourself in that way, and you can't describe yourself in that way, you, without even realizing it, you're hurting yourself, because you can't. How can you value yourself? How do you even know your value if you can't speak about all the good things about you? The first things that come to mind when I think about you is driven, hardworking. I'm trying to find the right word for what I'm thinking. Visionary. Like, team player almost too much.
Yeah, I can agree.
Right?
Yeah.
But I believe you're a team player too much because you don't ever want to be selfish. And the problem is if you're not a little bit selfish, you won't have enough to be unselfish with. Eventually that burns out.
Yeah.
Right? You have to be selfish. You have to, within reason. There's limits, right?
No, I get it.
Like if you're selfish to the point where you don't help anyone and you become, what's that dude, that old dude in Christmas?
Screwed.
Yeah, Scrooge. Yeah. Then you become that. But if you become so helpful that you compromise yourself, then you become a pushover. You become the nice guy.
Word.
And there's no one can convince me. I don't have too many hardline opinions, but this is one of them. If you're a nice guy, you're messing up in this world. You can be a good guy.
Yeah.
You can help the old lady with her groceries, help her across the street, open the door for your girl, be a kind man. But if you see someone beating on that girl, you go rip his throat out. You see someone trying to kidnap a kid, you go stomp him out. That's not a nice guy. Nice guys would walk away and get help.
Yeah.
A good guy's coming in there and mollywhopping some people and letting them know what's up. So because they have standards and they have values. And brother, I know you have them. I know you have them.
I mean, the reality of it is, it's just like it's a space to be vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's not that I want to appear to have it all figured out. I don't. The advice is great. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take heed to it. It's just more so about like I've always been out loud with my attempts. So like I failed out loud. We've had success out loud. So it's just more like now it's just a conversation of where we at currently with things, right? So things will change and they can, because I believe they will. It's just more like there's my process. It can't be forced because because I know why I was doing what I was doing, bro, and I'm still doing it. It's just more like I've come to grips with the changes that I have to make now, and them shit's hard.
Yeah, no, it's when I'm saying this, I'm not expecting you tomorrow to wake up and say, "Oh yeah, I'm getting it." No, it's just like understand there's other men that have gone through that, and I've spoken to so many men on here that they're either my age, older. That's about sometimes younger. Like I'm only 45, so it's not like I'm this much older man than you. I just know I've been exactly where you at. And I'm about to ask you 2 more questions. The first one, tell me something dope about yourself.
I would say I'm a ball of like resources, right? I'm so to the point where I go off and learn things, bro, to teach people, bro. Like, so like I've always always value myself as somebody that like I learned the game to interpretate it so the people around me can understand it. Right. So it's like I've always been one to be dependable, but my lacking areas is I don't really allow myself to depend on people. You know what I'm saying? Like I've always put it on me to do things. You know what I'm saying? So it's like good or bad. But I just feel like the if I had to like name my highlight, bro, it's the fact that I'm so like selfless and a resource. You know what I mean? Like it's nothing that I've acquired over the last 15 years that I didn't attempt to like shed light on it.
Can you give me something that has nothing to do with business?
About me?
Yeah. Good. That you deem something really good that you're proud of when it comes to you. A quality you're proud of that has to do with you has nothing to do with business.
My mentality, bro. I just think I got I don't know. It's like I uplift people, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I think my mentality is that of giving
something that has nothing to do with others.
I don't know. If it's about me, I don't know. The art, my art. You know what I mean? Like I'm I'm a creative. It's not so much about like a business creative. I'm just like a creative. If I had to say the thing I like about me.
You know, I'm gonna bring you on here in 3 to 6 months again.
Okay.
And I want you to think about this. How would you characterize yourself as a father?
Is that the question now? Or is that
like
3 months?
no. Like right now, how would you think of yourself as a father?
Leader. I would categorize myself as a leader, as a father. I'm the leader.
Okay. Do you think you're a good father?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
That never came out your mouth though.
Hell yeah.
That never came out. You see it? You see the pride you just took in that?
Yeah.
Do you see you smiled without even knowing you smiled?
Yeah, I don't know, bro. Like it's
But
I don't think I
I'm
get
not
like
saying this to like
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
get
saying
you.
this to like
I get you.
it's these things that as in our culture we have to focus on.
Yeah.
Would you say
Yeah.
you're in pretty decent physical shape?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you put in the work, right?
Yeah.
Good father.
Mm-hmm.
You seek knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
So you love seeking knowledge. You're always learning.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you give me long enough, I'll probably name 20 more things about you.
For sure.
Like this is what you should be able to do for yourself. The fact that you like when you watch this back
Mm-hmm.
and you get to this part, your face lit up.
Yeah.
When you said you were a
Yeah.
good father. That's what but that's the energy you need to give yourself all the time.
Yeah. It's
Like
true.
you need to boost yourself. You need to let yourself, and you know what? You're not the only one. I've told other people, the other person standing behind the boards, because it took me so long to do this. Because I'm thinking like, why I need to do this? Why I need to do this? Until I realized like, I'm bigging everybody else up, but I'm not bigging me up.
Yeah.
I'm spending all this energy helping everybody else, but I'm not helping me.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't shine light on myself enough, I guess. You know? I'm not blind to it. I don't know. The responsibility of a father, I don't think I would ever look to acknowledge it as if like it's a pat on the back or it's what define me. It's what I accept. You know what I'm saying? And I got a great leader. Like my father is I'm still big shoes to fill. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it just my mentality. It's how I was raised, bro. You know what I mean? My dad took on my mom. She was pregnant with my sister. When my dad met her, right? My dad still took on my mom. My sister, this was before I was even thought of, gave my sister his last name. Couldn't have been his baby. She was pregnant when she met him, or he met her. So it was just like, you know, with that in my blood, I just know it's just like those type of things and characteristics is going to show up in everywhere. But what I will backtrack and say is I do got to find ways to like acknowledge those areas too, because if you ask my kids that, they gonna go crazy, right? But it's like it's nothing that I guess pat myself on the back.
And I'm not saying you got to do it to the world.
Yeah,
It's just doing it for you.
yeah,
It's like it's saying it to you because we forget
yeah,
the dope things about us because human nature is find the things that we need to fix about ourselves, go in and fix it. There needs to be a balance. I'm not saying you got to go on social media or go to the world. I'm the best dad ever. No, I ain't saying that shit. I am not saying that because no, that's not your character. That's not any of our characters.
Mm-hmm.
However, to yourself,
Yeah,
it's like a reminder. Like I have, my morning routine is so crazy. I wake up at 4 in the fucking morning, and if there's some chores left, like dishes and shit, I do that. Walk my dog, make my wife coffee because she's a big coffee drinker. Get myself situated. I play a game of chess. I usually read. Sometimes it's a spiritual book. Sometimes it's just a book that I'm trying to learn something in. Spend 10 to 20 minutes on that, depending on how long my game of chess is that I play in the morning. Take a shower. When I'm in that bathroom, I look myself dead in the mirror and say, you're great. You're a great man. You're a great father. You're a great coach. You're this, you're that, you're this, you're that, you're this. Brrr. That on top of all the little wins I had, they weren't crazy wins. It's not like I built a whole new business. It was just my wife is going to wake up happy because I made coffee. I took my dog on a walk, so he's going to be happy. The dishes are done, so my household is clean, and my wife will be really happy that she's not waking up to anything in the kitchen. Like, and I got my game of chess in. So my brain is working a certain way. I've gained a little bit of knowledge either on a spiritual tip or a business tip, something. And now I can go fuck up the world.
Mm-hmm.
And the days I don't say something great to myself are the days where I feel a little more stressed and I'm like doubting certain things. And I've learned over time. And like other people journal, other people do different ways. Like that's the way I do it because I got sick of writing in journals because I'm an audio person. I'd rather say it or hear it out loud than write it. Sometimes, and after a year of writing it, I'm like, oh, I say it and it hits way different. So that's the way I need to do it. Yeah. So what I'm saying is basically affirmation.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's like, it's saying, and it's hyping yourself up. I'm not saying say it to the fucking world. Hype yourself up though. Yeah. So when a motherfucker like, oh, now I'm getting swearing too much. Now, let me pull it back. Yeah, let me pull it back. Now, when someone asks you, what are the greatest things about you? What are your greatest traits? Because the better you do in business, the more people are going to be curious about that. Mm. Because if I sit down in business meetings, sometimes I get asked that, or I ask people. It's like, tell me some of the great things about you, like, because that'll tell me where your belief system is in you. If you can, I'm a great father. I'm a great seeker of knowledge. I love to share my knowledge. I'm a teacher. I'm a teacher of knowledge. I don't want to just hold it to myself. Like, I believe in discipline. It's why I work out the way I work. Like, you see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, those are things that, like, shine. Makes me want to do business with you. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, crystal clear. Crystal clear. It's not even that I would even argue it, bro. Like, I know it's important. It's just like, to be honest, that's where I'm at with it. It's like, that's where I've centered everything around. Like I told the family, I'm like, look, when my oldest daughter turned 16, and if things like where we need them to go or how we need them rocking, then that's the time we start to like rechannel our focus and be like, all right, look, we need to like, everything is centered around this family, this unit, because what daddy was trying to build obviously was taking a little too long. So now we got to figure it out. So it's like, I still got a little time. You know what I mean? I got a little time. So it's like, I need to make sure the next move is the best move.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? The next move is the best move.
There's nothing wrong with hibernation mode.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. Everybody needs to take a chill moment and reevaluate what they're doing and come up with a new business plan and figure out how they're doing it. So that I commend that.
I still find excitement around everything we got going on, everything I do. So I'm still passionate. It's just more like I'm not like so impulsive. I'm not so thirsty. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's not there. It's more like, all right, I got to figure out the best way to do it. And if we don't figure it out, I'm okay with just, holding the cards.
Yeah, I got you. No, that sounds dope. I think everybody in business should be like that at different times. There's periods of your life where you should just chill and maintain is what I would call it. Maintain more than just go out and go nuts and build. Yeah, you're maintaining what you have, and everybody's got cycles like that. Yeah. And so that's super dope. My last question for you. The podcast is called You Control You. I believe that we all need to take control of our lives and no excuses, no victim mentality. We just have to be focused and understand that we are the ones driving our car and we are controlling the steering wheel. With that said, though, we all have moments where we didn't do that, where we weren't in control of ourselves the way we should have been. But it helps us go further in life because we realize that we need to control ourselves a little bit better. So what was one of those pivotal moments for you where you were like, yep, I need to take control of the steering wheel. I need to take control. What was your You Control You moment?
Man, it's messy. You Control You moment. Well, one of them was I'm gonna go light, I guess. One of them was when I decided to go back to school. You know what I mean? Like I always said, like I know I'm gonna be a dope writer. I love music. I'm passionate about it. But when I signed up to go to school for the music business, to learn about the business, to learn about like splits, to learn about how to market the business, A&Rs, like all of those things, like me controlling like my experience, that's one of the I would say the highlights of everything. Before any business, before any brand, like I went and educated myself first. So when I stepped out, I at least had some kind of foundation. I wasn't a genius, you know what I'm saying? But like I had resources, I had like instructors, I had like groups of people that was in the same field as me. So it was like I was gaining my information along the way, to then go off and turn less work into what we done over the past 5 to 10 years. So it's like I would say that. And then after the successes, my you control you moment was when I decided, like, we partnering, we building, we doing things in the community with other organizations and businesses. But then once some of them start to, like, go bad or go south, you know what I mean? The business is not so, the opportunity is not worth the risk of what the public implications can be. You know what I mean? As far as like how I can, fall. So I told the team, like, you know what? We're going to take a step back. We're going to remove ourselves from contracts. We're going to just start all over, right? And it's a vulnerable state to be in, but it's more like it's either this or we allow this to control us. You know what I'm saying? And it was a heavy decision, but like ultimately it was made. You know what I mean? Before I could pull the trigger on it, but it was made, and I just know it was the best thing to do, because I got so much, freedom and peace and all type of control again. You know what I mean? Like, so I would say that, you know what I mean? I would say that school and just, pulling plugs on bad business partnerships.
Those are big moments.
Yeah.
Those are big moments right there.
No, for real.
Man. But thank you for joining us. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for just being honest with us. I always appreciate that. And hopefully y'all learn something from listening to this man out there. But you already know how we do. Like, subscribe, follow, all that. Fall in line. You know how it is. DM me. I'm always giving away a free shirt or hoodie, sending it out to someone. So make sure you hit us up. All right. Peace. I'm out.
Shit, I'm about to go wait in this place when you dropping the bass in. The beat is like the streets of awaken. I'm making to break my foot off of somebody's ass. I'm waiting for someone to say my name so I can annihilate them. Okay, then everyone was screaming the rape when I was kicking at the gate till it caved in. Belly scraping by, but now I'm paid. Look at the paper I raped and I'm caking like Jay-Z and Drake. And I hate when people say that I ain't killing shit. The game is my playpen. I punch you in the face and end up breaking your break bands. I'm far from Hollywood. I'm posted up with the days in. Even though the industry say I'm the latest sensation. Drop the stuff at the board show. Becoming complacent. Mama saw me on TV, but just a bum in the basement. You would catch me save a whole you just I fuck your baby mama